Alright, let's work on the back. We've spent all this time focusing on the front and the side. So let's start off with the lats. I'm just going to go in respect to layering order of the muscles. So connecting underneath the arm here and scooping up this way, just on below the scapula is your lats. So what you can do is creating this hash mark just leading up to where our um, bioobliques, our love handles. We're just going to block in the lats, right? And I'm going to pause the video and bring in some reference to kind of show you what I'm sculpting out here. And again, later with the move tool, we go in and we sort of edit all this, but just sort of block out this U shape coming down this way. And then there is a separation here between where these muscles meet. So I'm going to hold Alt and cut that in. And then with my move tool, just sort of holding the Alt key, I'm going to round that out a little bit better. So you can see here, like that. And let's pull this in a little bit more. And I'll set this here. Alright, so you can see here that the way our lats are. Now the thing is, you're probably seeing this S curve going on here, and that's because the widest part is the part that connects to the arm. So ideally, what we want to do is push this in a little bit more. And I might smooth this out a little bit. And just in the area where it would connect to our armpit, inside of here, we just want to make sure that we really define that area there the most. Something like that. Now, I mean, obviously, this is almost bodybuilder in proportion. And if you have your other reference from the, like, in a front and side view and you follow along with those other videos, you can add those in and just start to tweak this to make it a much thinner or less heroic looking character. Um, or superhero proportion character, I should say, because you could have a skinny hero. Alright, let's add our spinal column in. So I'm going to hold Alt here and make my brush a little bit tinier and just kind of going in here. And I like to do this crosshatch thing where I'm just kind of going back and forth with my brush to break that out, because it also helps you kind of see if it's a skinnier character where those kind of like where the spine would protrude, right? And I'm gonna hold S and just kind of, or just hit S and just kind of bring this out, and then holding Alt just kind of really accent that area in, something like this. Okay, what I want to show you next is we're going to block out the traps. Now with the trapezius muscle, a couple things you have to understand is that's what shows like that upper shoulder mass. It goes down to the center of the chest. And it actually goes up into the back of the head and it connects to the bottom of the skull. So we're going to have to pull this up a little bit more. And another thing that I want to show you that it's not really shown, like we're not seeing here, is the traps actually connect to the clavicle. So if we look, see if I could find a nice um, trap side view. The muscle comes underneath and it wraps around the head. So let's do trapezius muscle side view. And you can see here, here's the trap muscle. It comes down and it connects all the way to the clav. And that's probably why he's doing this workout to fix that area. Alright, so let's just go ahead and sculpt that in. And we're going to do it the same way as this. We're going to start off by just creating that V shape and just throwing those muscle fibers and then going around to the front and and uh, and starting to connect to the clav that comes up. So we might have to move even our clavicle back a little bit, so it should come up and around. And we kind of actually have our trapezius muscle sort of blocked out from the front. So let's go ahead and just sort of loosely block that in. So just kind of coming up, coming down like this, and out, and then in. Just sort of accenting where it is. And if you need to, you can hold shift and just sort of smooth out that spine, just so that it's not as defined and you can see it, you know. Now mine needs to be pulled out much further, right? Like I've got this huge, I mean like, that is really in there. Okay, so let me, holding Alt, I'm just going to tap that area a little bit like this. Now it's not so bad. There we go. And I can also, remember we have our like pinch brush. right? That's BPI, and I can just kind of pinch in that spine if I need to. So it's not the end of the world if we go a little bit too high. All right, let's grab our clay buildup, and I'm gonna actually go in with a color here. I haven't done that in a little bit, and just kind of go in, block that in so you can see that a little bit better. And then I'm gonna wrap around to the front. I'm gonna grab my move tool too. Just give myself more of a neck to play. And we'll see if my Dynamesh is still on. So I can, um, so from the side view, there's actually clear definition between our, let's select this color, maybe go with like a lighter, there we go. There's a clear muscle between where the muscles connect back here. So this muscle goes almost to the center of the skull. So we're talking about this big major neck muscle connects almost to the center here. And then this one, let's actually, maybe we could just select this color and then, yeah, carve this back a little bit so you can see that. And then for this, we're going to wrap around, come down here, and come around like this, and then over and connect to our clav. Oops. So we have something that's a little bit more like this. And they do overlap, and some people have better definition on top like this, so you'll often see that, right? It's a little bit more in here, just kind of building out that area. And let me shape this with my move tool. It's getting a little crazy here. There we go. So that's roughly the shape that we're looking for. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this here, and then what we'll do in the next video is we'll add in the rest of the muscles in the back.